Okay, so I want to share with you what's going to happen when Mashiach comes. So, of course, it's not a simple subject because we do know for sure Mashiach is coming. Any prophecy that Hashem gave us definitely will occur. But the question, of course, is what exactly is going to happen? Because when you look at the prophecies, there are a lot of different prophecies, and they kind of um, indicate sometimes different things. A lot of times the prophecies are not clear. Goyig, Magog, who's Goyig, who's Magog, and all this stuff. So the answer is you have to go to the Rebbe because the Rebbe is the one who knows all the prophecies, and he himself is a prophet. And one of the great things about Mashiach is that he not only has prophecy, but he also has Torah. So you have to be able to put prophecy together with all the information. Also, it helps. It says Chacham Gadol Manavi, or Odif Manavi. A Chacham, a wise person, is even greater than a prophet. There was a very wise person. I forgot his name, but he was advising Avshalom, and he realized that David HaMelech had a spy, and he 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 their advice was to face off. Basically, David HaMelech was running away, so they were going to basically try to go into a middle, like have a war, like quickly finish him off, God forbid. But the spy said, no, no, no. What you need to do is you have to have a massive army, and really, this guy, I forgot his name. I think it was Achitophel. He realized right away that David HaMelech would win. He went, he hung himself. And one of his messages was, don't get involved in fights. So the point is that it says there, even in Tanakh, that his word was like the word of a prophet, meaning if somebody's truly smart, just from their brain, they can see trends, what's going to happen, things like that. So the bottom line of life is that you have to listen to the Rebbe and see what the Rebbe is saying and compare it to what's going on in the world today. So I was speaking with someone the other day. I said, Mashiach is coming. So he says, smart guy, lawyer. He says, why do you think Mashiach is coming? So I said, you look at what's going on with Iran. This is very real stuff. It's amazing. I was once in the oil that ever said that if we attack a country that's making weapons of mass destruction, Mashiach will come. We know that Rebbe was also very into the idea of that before Mashiach comes. Somebody told me that Rebbe said that there will be boots, Israeli boots on the ground in Damascus. Definitely the Zohar says that like when Israel hits Damascus, Mashiach will come. There's a very big thing about kind of the fall of Damascus is the rise of Jerusalem. And I don't know if you could say Damascus has fallen, but you could definitely say it's been torn to pieces, and one little blow will take it apart. And Iran also, it seems to me very, very clearly that Israel is about to attack Iran. And basically, what we have to realize is that this is going to be Mashiach. Mashiach is about to come. So just focusing on the positive, what will happen when Mashiach comes? So we know that basically three things will happen. The first is that the Beis HaMikdash, I shouldn't even say that, that's not the first. The first thing that's going to happen is there will be a Tchias HaMesim, a resurrection of the dead. Oh, I mean, we have to actually begin to understand what this means, resurrection of the dead. So suddenly, walking into 770 will be the Rebbe, the Frierdiker Rebbe. The Rebbe says this very clearly. The last sichos, the Rebbe spoke very clearly about what's going to happen. We're going to be in 770, and the Rebbe is going to walk in. One has to understand what that means. The Rebbe, the Frierdiker Rebbe, Moshe Rabbeinu, every single tzaddik that ever existed. We're talking at least hundreds of thousands of tzaddikim. Probably every year that died al Kiddush Hashem, millions of people. So we're talking about something which is so big. It's something that's going to revolutionize the world. The whole media of the world will be Mashiach has come. Look, the media focused on the Rebbe being Mashiach, even when just Chassidim were saying that he's Mashiach. So suddenly when he's there physically, everybody will know. And again, I've said this before, but the whole world has been prepared for that minute. It's like everything, it's like the whole world was like a stage, and it was all getting ready for that moment when the Rebbe and the Rebbe's come back, because in the whole consciousness of the world exists the idea that there will be a resurrection. You know, the Goyim, they just had an Easter. So by them, it's the resurrection. So the point is that the idea, who would ever think that there could be a resurrection? Who would think such a thing is possible? But yet, that's what they think. They think that there's going to be a resurrection. So this idea is already in their head, and it's not only by the Goyim, by the secular people. Also, there have been movies like Lord of the Ring, Dumbledore, different things where people come back to life and they lead. So this idea has been implanted in the brains of humanity. So when it actually happens, what's going to happen is everyone's going to say, well, obviously the Yidden are right, because who's going to come back? Who's going to be Mashiach when the Rebbe, the Tzaddikim? So they'll say, okay, they were right. We thought it was going to be whoever, but it's actually this guy. Sometimes I tell some Goyish friends, I say, listen, first coming, second coming, let him just come, and then we'll see for sure, right? So the point is, it's going to be obvious who's going to be Mashiach. We'll see it with our own eyes. The next thing that's going to happen is the Beis HaMikdash, and the Rambam speaks about this very clearly. The Beis HaMikdash will come down to 770. So the Beis HaMikdash is already built in the sky, and it's going to come to 770. It comes to the last shul where the Rebbe of the generation, that's where the Shekhinah is. And then from there, clouds are going to come, and all of us, all our houses, all our shuls, and there's a lot more prophecies. I'm going to now, sometimes I just say the basics, but I'm going to speak about some of the other prophecies, which I'm 99.999% sure are the way it's going to function, is going to happen. So what happens? Okay, so we go to Israel. Where do we go? What happens? So first of all, it's not only us that is going to Israel. It's the shuls. It's a resurrection of all the shuls. So Yerushalayim, we know, will become a metropolis of shuls. So you want to go to shul, you go to Yerushalayim, you go to your shul. The shuls of the tzaddikim, like the Rebbe's, these places will surround the Beis HaMikdash. There seems to be a soul connection, meaning the way the world works is it works in hierarchies. And of course, the top hierarchy is Hashem. But then Hashem appoints certain tzaddikim, let's say Moshe Rabbeinu in his generation. It says every generation there's somebody as great as Moshe Rabbeinu, Shmuel Hanavi, the Rebbe. And these people become the inspiration to us. But it's more than just that. It's a soul connection. All of our neshamas are part of the Rebbe's neshama. They're what's called the neshama klolis. And so every generation that gets up, they still have their Rebbe as their Rebbe. So those people that were Chassidim of the Frierdiker Rebbe, they will be Chassidim of the Frierdiker Rebbe. We are Chassidim of the Rebbe. There will be Chassidim of Moshe Rabbeinu. Whoever comes, whichever generation comes, your Rebbe still becomes your Rebbe. Excuse me. Now we know that when Mashiach comes, the Rebbe says something very, very interesting, something that some of us don't think about, is that Mashiach is the redemption of the universe. It's not only the redemption of the Jews, it's the redemption of everything. The Rebbe says, even Shindalits, it's the Eibishter dwelling everywhere. And so that means, what is redemption ultimately? And this is very important because it could redeem ourselves now. I've given the example before. Imagine you're on a ship. You have everything you want. It's a beautiful cruise liner. What's the problem? Problem is you don't have a destination. So you don't feel good. The same thing is in life. You know, there was a lot of time, history, even today, in many countries, people, they just want food. They want a job so they don't have time to think about, why do I exist? They don't care why they exist. They just need to exist. But then you have a reality that actually you have your needs. You're in that ship. You have everything you want. So then the question is, what's the purpose of this? Now, only if you have a reason to exist does it matter. Can it be beautiful? If you don't have a reason, let's say you're on a ship. If you all have a job, the captain is driving and the sailor, one person's a waiter, and other people are, I don't know, another person's a rabbi, and another person's a mother, and we're educating ourselves how to love. And so it all makes sense, even if the ship is going nowhere, but there's a goal. We all have a role here. We're doing something. We're going somewhere. But if you don't have a purpose, life feels meaningless, purposeless. And that's really the big problem today, is that we're living in a time of tremendous prosperity, tremendous freedom, but people don't know what to do with themselves. Even Aristotle in ancient Greece, basically, whenever countries became superpowers, they were first economically prosperous, so they have more free time. It says people need to be taught what to do with their leisure time. They don't know. What are people doing? There are video games and YouTube. It's just ridiculous. So when Mashiach comes, what do we all have to do? Every single thing is made to serve Hashem. You're made to serve Hashem, and you can serve Hashem in your way better than I can, because you're you, and your world is your world, and I can serve Hashem better than you can, because I am me, and I'm in my world. In other words, we're all unique people. We all have unique roles. The rabbit can serve Hashem as the best rabbit, and I will never be a good rabbit like a good rabbit is. So we all have a special purpose and mission in this world. We have to embrace that. And when Mashiach comes, it will become clear that we're all part of a hierarchy. We're all part of a chain. We all are part of this world. Not only people, even a rock, even a plant, everyone and everything, even the shindalas, the negatives. It says everybody will have like two snakes, and they will be like the snake, the Satan. He will become a great shamash, a great helper. You'll say, do me a favor, go get me a diamond from Africa. So he'll swim into the ocean, he'll go bring you back a diamond. Because that's his mission. His mission is to serve you. The Yetzer Hara really is your servant. He's only there to make you a better person. So Mashiach comes, everything comes in a better way, comes in a good way. So now, what are we all going to be doing? We'll all be engaged. Like it says, the whole occupation of the world will be to know Hashem better. And the Gentiles will be coming to the Jews. Because remember, we all need to seek information from that who's higher than us. I need to go to the Rebbe to learn the next greatest thing. And let's say I have a congregation. Let's say Goyim have to come to the people of my congregation. So there's a whole system of how we're all going to learn and how we're all going to teach. And ultimately, we're going to reach a point, a spiritual high, which we're already in the middle, where nobody will have to teach one another, that Hashem will have a direct connection. So it's not to say that the hierarchy goes away, because the hierarchy is our role in life. The Rebbe's role is to be my teacher in a way. My role may be to teach someone else, and your role may be to teach someone else. But in that itself, we can all have a direct connection to Hashem. So now we understand exactly what the world, when Mashiach comes, is going to look like. And there's no reason why we can't have it now. It's just in the head. If you realize that that is the real reality, we're here for a mission, we're here for a purpose. Baruch Hashem, because otherwise life is meaningless and purposeless. So once you understand that, you redeem yourself. You already free yourself from what's called existential anxiety. Anxiety of why do I exist? Once you know that, you're good to go. Any questions?